this Saturday, which is the 23rd of September 2017, so if you're watching in 3 years time, please don't turn up, is my meetup. We've got what looks to be a fairly decent turnout. What I do want to push out there, if you've seen the last video about the announcement and you are definitely going, then please head over to my Facebook page, which will be in the comments down below. Just please let me know that you're going, just so that I have a rough idea of how many bikes to expect. Alright then, let's try and keep this short and sweet. So, for those of you who follow my social medias, by the way, ignore the state of this bike, it is an absolute mess, but it's a well-used bike, so you'd expect it. After its 6k service, or sorry, during its 6k service, I got the tyres that Pirelli sent me on the bike. So, I've now threw on the Pirelli Angel GTs, which actually look spectacular. Look at that. The tread is really nice, and they kind of look like an angry alien. I got that pointed out to me, but I didn't really notice. But you can sort of see the two eyes, the legs, and the arms. I don't know. I don't think it's supposed to look like that, but yeah, it does. It looks good. But I'm just going to give you a quick sort of what should we say, like a quick roundup of how the last tyres were. Now I found them, and we'll keep it short and sweet. So I had the Bridgestone Battle Axe 23s on the bike, and that they came stock with the bike when I bought it. My overall impression of them were, you know, fairly good for a tyre, for a road tyre. The problem I had was in the wet conditions, I had next to no feel, and I didn't like it. If you've ridden bikes for years, or you know you've got a lot of experience with bikes, and you know where that sort of grip level is, and you know the limit of the bike and where that loose feel starts to come in, then with those tyres, I just knew from the off, oh, they were a little bit dodgy in the wet. And it was mainly roundabouts, and roundabouts are probably the worst thing for riders in the wet, because you've got cars, trucks, everything going round them, dropping oil, and usually 9 times out of 10 the shit surfaces as well, like they're completely different to the road. So, you know, I kept the tyres, and I worn them until the rear tyre was completely like to the point of it was illegal, and then got these put on at the 6k service. And I've got to say, from the first time I rode them, I was riding in the wet. From the service, I was riding in the wet, and straight away, you know yourself, if you've had a new tyres on a bike, or you've had a brand new bike and you start riding it, new tyres in the dry sometimes are dodgy. So I was like a bit sceptical at that. I was like, but I went out, and I've got to say, from the off, I was like, bloody hell. I think I even said to my mate James, like, these tyres are such a massive difference to the Bridgestones. And it's not like something that I'm struggling to compare the two against, you know, because in the dry, most road tyres are fairly good nowadays. I've not really, I mean, you've got your cheap Chinese tyres that you can't pronounce the name of, you know, but if you're looking at your top brands, you've got your Pirellis, your Bridgestone, your Michelins, your Dunlops, your Continentals even. They're all good. The good compounds, like for the sport touring, the adventure sort of tyre, to give you, you know, your bit of feel in the corners when you're doing your cornering, but also to give you that endurance of, you know, thousands of miles that you're going on touring, your sports tourers. So really, to compare a road tyre in the dry is very difficult. However, in the wet conditions, for me, that's where it counts. And I've got to say, from the start, that's the one thing that I noticed. The massive difference with these tyres straight away was in the wet conditions. So straight up, these tyres are at a plus to the Bridgestones from the off. In the dry conditions, I mean, this doesn't really, you know, that I can't really show you my chicken strips, but it's not all about chicken strips, is it? Flipping out, everyone loves a bit of KFC. But you've seen my videos, you know that I like to ride at a fairly decent pace, cornering, and just have a bit of fun and play with the bike sort of thing. And I've had no problems, you know, I don't struggle at all, like getting the bike leaned over in the dry. We'll look on this side and get a bit of a different view. I don't struggle at all getting the bike leaned over or anything, like there's not an issue with that. So, I mean, it's difficult. To review a tyre in the dry is fairly difficult, but, you know, to give these tyres the points in the dry, I've had absolutely no problems with them. There's grip there, they get nice and hot, but not too hot to the point that they start wearing out. That's the main point really that you want with these tyres. These tyres are made really for, like I've just said, your sports tourers that are going to be going the long distance. So, you know, you're talking your tours all around Europe or whatever, doing the really nice roads, and you want to get heat in them to get that grip. So you're leaned over and you just put the power on and you've got total 100% feel in your rear. But at the same time, it's trying to balance that with the fact that you've got, what would be a good example? So I know it's a bit difficult. You could probably put supercoursers on these, but it'd be a bit OTT. But let's say I put supercoursers on these, I can guarantee from the off, I'd be like, oh my God, this is absolutely amazing. Why have I never done this? But the problem is, they're only going to last, you know. Well, I mean, how far would they last? I've never had supercoursers on the road, so I can't exactly say, but they're never going to beat these tyres. Now, for your actual general use on the road, your sports tourers, you know, they're the ones that you need to look at. Your supercoursers, yeah, they're great. You can go and buy a Ducati, Panigale, and absolutely thrash it on your supercoursers. They'll get nice and sticky, and you can get it over and get your knee down on the road. That's great. But what do you really need? What you've got to look at is having that tyre that's going to be suitable for the road speeds, for starters. They're going to be nice in the wet, because let's face it, supercoursers, bit dodgy in the wet. And then your third one is just being able to have that endurance on them. You know, you're not changing your tyres every 1,000 miles or whatever because you've took your Ducati over 4,000 revs and you've destroyed them, you know? So that's what you've got to look at. And these tyres that are on my bike now are the perfect example. They're fantastic in the dry. They're really good in the wet. You've just seen, so I'll put in a bit of footage now of me riding up here on wet roads. And let me just say, I didn't really explain it well because I just wanted to get riding and get up here before that shower over there hits us. It's only just rained. We've just had a shower that's gone over. And I was like, right, I'm going to get on these roads now in the wet to just give you video evidence of how well I can get on that throttle and get it leaned over and have full confidence, because I'm not telling lies. I'm being completely 100% honest with this review. Tell you what, there's a hell of a lot of feel in these for a road tyre. You can see there, you can see where I've, hang on, make sure there's no one behind me. You can see how much I've used it. So the dirty part, the clear muddy part, is how far I've gone to, if you know what I mean. Because the last time I was out on this, I was like green leaning, and you can. I mean, I'm quite leaned over there, and I'm putting on like next to full gas, and I'm not getting any loss of feel from the rear. You just got to believe me that, like, you know, bloody hell, that cow was mental. Just got to understand, like, I'm proving my point here. You know, these are wet conditions. It's only just rained. And I thought, you know what, I'm gonna find like the best national speed limit road I can find. And to be honest, this is probably one of the best I've ever ridden. Like, this is probably one of the best national speed limit roads that I've ridden. So this whole road you can go 60 miles an hour. But yeah, for a road tyre, these Angel GTs are spot on. So yeah, there we go. Let's get a bit of spinach on this. I've actually, this is one thing, I've not seen any people do any reviews on these tyres, so I'm not too sure, you know, again, I'm not going off what other people have said. This is solely my sort of view on things, but yeah, if you want my honest opinion and you trust me, then I fully recommend these Pirelli Angel GTs. So yeah, cheeky little tyre review, done and dusted. Quick little video today. To be honest, there's not really too much else that I want to talk about. I've got a few announcements, which, to be honest, I might as well just put in now whilst I'm making the video and I'm out on the bike. I am absolutely over the moon about how my sponsorship's coming in. I never thought I'd be in the position where I've got 2 sponsors already before this season has even ended. So if you don't know, I'm going to keep it short and sweet, but next year I'm racing in the Thundersport GB series on my new track bike, which is soon to be converted to a race bike, which is exciting. And I am in search for sponsorship, so please, if you have a business or anything and you're interested, email me. But I'm happy to announce that I've got 2 big sponsors pretty much. I'm made up with it. The first one is Drop Your Gear, they're called, and it's a fairly new business, and pretty much what they do is they clean your leathers. If they need cleaning, they completely give it a makeover. If they've got any light scratches or scuffs or anything like that, they get them out and they look, to be fair to them, brand new. So their information is in the description, and they're sponsoring me for the last round this year in October at Donington Park, and then the whole of next season, so that's good. It's a good start. My second big announcement, which I can't believe I'm saying this, is J&S Accessories are sponsoring me, and I couldn't believe it. Like, you know, I don't know. I just couldn't believe it. But to be in this position with 2 sponsors is mental. But I'm very excited to get out there on track and just give it a right good go. You know, I'm not going to go out there half-hearted. I'm going all out. I'm not afraid to say that. I'm going to be trying my absolute hardest. So yeah, J&S Accessories, as you'll know, are nationwide, and there's a big one right by where I'm from in Cheshire, where I've held many of my meetups in the past. And yeah, it's to be honest, I was a bit surprised, but it is what it is. They're sponsoring me for the whole of next season, and again the last round this year. So that, to be honest, is an absolute, it's mental. But I'm over the moon. I'm happy, and I can't wait to start now, to be honest. I can't wait to get there and just see what's what and just give it my best shot. I don't know. But yeah, if you're interested, I'm not going to flipping blab on, but yeah, if you are interested at all, please get in touch with me somehow, and we'll just see what goes from there. There's many of ways you can sponsor me. You don't just think straight away, oh god, I'll be like spending hundreds of pounds here, there and everywhere. It's not a case of that. I'm not at that level where I'll be spending mental amount of money. You know, that's the BSB boys we're talking about. There are many ways that a business can sponsor myself with racing. So yeah, if you're interested, you get obviously all your showings on the channel here, as well as all photos. And for those of you who know, and you've been in a long time, you know I'm in the RAF, so you get the Royal Air Force side of things as well in the magazines. It's a very good team to be involved with. So please, if you're interested, please get in touch, because you just never know. Anyway, so that's that. Third thing, obviously you guys know that I am sort of linked with Pirelli through my YouTube channel, and this month on the 28th of September I've been invited down to Silverstone Circuit with Metzeler, and I'm going to be doing a full track day on Thursday the 28th with a guy called Gary Walton. Now, a lot of you, if you know your racers, then you'll know this guy. He's worked with Carol Abraham for starters, and he's an ex-600cc champion in the British Superbikes. So, you know, I think he's actually won it twice as well. But his company name is Not So Fast Rider Training, and basically what he does is he helps people sort of like me that, you know, maybe are just about to start racing or who are racing and want a bit of feedback on the riding style. He helps the newer generation of track day riders who are just starting off and they need to get the confidence in maybe, I don't know, the cornering or the speed or I don't know, anything. And then he also helps the top level riders, like I've just said, Carol Abraham. This guy has worked with Carol Abraham, and that's, you know, that's pretty cool. So I'm getting a full day with him, and the day is organised with Metzeler. So it's a massive thank you to Metzeler, really, a good shout out for thinking of me and inviting me along. I'm going to be obviously making a full video that day, so it's just going to be an exciting day, and I'm just happy, to be honest, to be able to bring you guys along with it. And yeah, that pretty much sums up this video. A few announcements out, quick review of the tyres so far. So I'm not sure whether I'll be getting any more videos out before the meet-up, so if you're coming along, I can't wait to see you there. And other than that, as always, thanks very much for watching, and until the next time, I'll catch you in the next vlog. Cheers, guys.